Hi everybody, my name is Mark Smith. I'm pleased to have a chance to talk with you about my candidacy for treasurer for DEC. I've been a member of DEC for a number of years now, and I can only say that I have remained committed to the goals and missions that DEC has been carrying out these many years. My experience in early intervention actually started with the birth of my son, who is now 21. He was one of the first children in early intervention in Nebraska. At that point in time, I was given the opportunity to participate in the development of our early intervention system in Nebraska. And that took me down a different path from where I had been at the time. My background's in school psychology. This was something different. And being a parent, there's no way to quantify that from a professional standpoint. I was learning on the fly. But I was also learning about early intervention and had the opportunity to do a number of really neat opportunities. I served as an advisor to NECTAS. I served on our state council as an officer. I served on the federal council as a committee chair, and made a lot of contacts and learned a lot along the way. One of my additional roles in my current position at the University Center is that I serve part-time as a technical advisor to our lead agency team in regards to policy and family matters. So I've had the opportunity to work on issues as diverse as family leadership, team and development on our ICC, all the way to working on social emotional development for young children and CAPTA regulations, and have written quite a bit on all of those subjects. So I've really tried to keep my hand in early intervention personally and professionally. But that all goes back to the main point that I have a great belief that early childhood is where it's happening. It's where we need to focus a lot of our work, if not the majority of our work, on serving families and children with special needs. Serving as treasurer, my goals would be pretty simple. First would be to ensure that the mission of the Division of Early Childhood is honored through the treasurer process. I don't see myself as a numbers guy, although I have run a number of grants. My current position is working at the University Center for Excellence on Developmental Disabilities in Nebraska. I've been there for 7 years, and so grants and contracts are kind of a main thing of my work. And so I have to know a budget, and I have to work with teams around budgets, and I have to make sure that the work that the budgets fund is done in the way that it's specified. So I have some experience in that area, but my main piece again is the goals and mission of DEC. I see DEC as being a critical player in supporting the field. It has been, I think it will continue to be, and that would be my goal as treasurer, would be to ensure that that remains the case. I've worked on a number of different national initiatives, including the DEC Governmental Affairs Committee, the National Down Syndrome Governmental Affairs Committee. I mentioned the Federal Interagency Coordinating Council. So I feel like from a national perspective, I have a pretty good view of what is going on around the country in different states and in different regions in terms of practices and the strengths and the areas where we need to improve. My main goal in the role would be to strengthen the voice of DEC in terms of the current administration and the current policies and practices around early childhood. I have a concern that there's a lot of discussion around early childhood related to the broader early childhood, all children, young children, and certainly that's laudable, but I don't want to lose the fact that there is a Part C system out there, and there are other programs that serve families and children with special needs that I think were extremely well thought out, and we still have a lot of work to do in terms of making those a reality. So I hope that you'll consider voting for me. It would be an honor and a privilege to serve on the DEC board. I would be your representative on the board in terms of serving in professional as well as personal family role. I also would have the opportunity to be a linkage person with the Early Intervention Family Alliance, which we hope really becomes a voice for families out there, and really hopes to be a partner with DEC as an organization. So again, I hope you'll consider voting for me.